Today I want to share with you a writing tip hidden in plain sight. It was actually shared by the creators of South Park, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, at a talk they did at NYU. It was about 7 years ago. And this is an incredible tip that I never see anybody talk about. So I'm going to show you the clip and then explain what they are talking about.
We've found out this really simple rule that maybe you guys have all heard before, but it took us a long time to learn it. But we can take these beats, which are basically the beats of your outline, and if the words "and then" belong between those beats, you're f***ed.
That's point one to take from this. If in between the beats of what you are writing, it's "and then this happened, and then this happened." Boring, right? No one's gonna read through all of that. So now pay close attention to what he says next.
What should happen between every beat that you've written down is either the word therefore or but, right? So what I'm saying is that you come up with an idea and it's like, okay, this happens, right? And then this happens. No, it should be this happens and therefore this happens. But this happens, therefore this happens. And that, as soon as we are able to, and literally sometimes we'll write it out to make sure we're doing it. We'll have our beats and we'll say, okay, this happened, but then this happens, and that affects this, and that does to that, and that's why you get a show that feels like, okay, this to that, to this to that, but this, here's the complication, to that.
And that point there about where when you're watching something and it's like this happens and this happens and this, and it's building that tension, it's keeping you engaged and it keeps flowing and it keeps you wanting to find out what is coming next. What's important to know is that South Park is so unique in terms of its writing and actually just creating an animated program. So most animated programs would take on average 3 months from start to finish. South Park and the writers, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, used to do this in about 6 days. So this explains how good they are at writing.
And there's so many scripts we read from new writers and things that we see.
God, I see movies.
And
you see movies that you're just watching. It's like this happened, and then this happens, and then this happens. That's when you're in a movie, just going, "What the f am I watching this movie for?" Just like this happened, and then this happened, and this happened. That's not a movie, you know. That's not
what they're talking about there with the causation. This happened, and therefore this happened. This happened, and therefore that happened, or this happened, but this happened. That I think is just that piece in itself. Like, maybe throw all the other writing advice out the window. I think if you just followed that one thing, you know, if we think about the 80-20 principle of writing, that is the 80-20 right there. If you want more great writing advice, then check out this video on screen now where I share Ernest Hemingway's greatest writing exercise.